Special lecture, Origins of the Korean War. Familiar narratives, unknown war. Origins of the Korean War, Cold War, and post-Cold War narratives. The United Nations Temporary Commission on Korea and the creation of two Koreas. Politicide, establishment of South Korea as an anti-communist state. Learning to live as neighbors. Familiar narratives, unknown war.
Hello, my name is Henry Im. I teach modern Korean history at Underwood International College, Yonsei University. The irresolution of the Korean War is everywhere apparent in Korea and broader East Asia. Official narratives about the war in North and South Korea and elsewhere guard their publics against dissonant voices and dangerous scholarship. As the official narrative is continually repeated, it shapes the discursive landscape and marks the horizon of loyal citizenship. In South Korea, especially among the older generation, and certainly in American public memory, the Korean War is mostly recalled as an instance of American and UN rescue that saved South Korea from communism and enabled its eventual economic ascent. According to this view, the Soviet Union and Kim Il-sung, acting as a puppet for Soviet expansionism, refused to accept UN-sponsored elections in 1948 that would have created a unified Korea. Then, on June 25, 1950, at the instigation of Stalin, Kim Il-sung launched a premeditated attack against South Korea. In North Korea, the United States is seen as the main culprit of the Korean War. The United States is seen as an expansionist power that marched steadily west, beyond California, across the Pacific, to annex Hawaii and the Philippines. According to this view, during the colonial period, Korean revolutionaries had fought against the Japanese Empire for national liberation, and after 1945, against American imperialists who had taken control of territories formerly controlled by the Japanese, including Southern Korea. In this context, with the Korean War very much unended, to arrive at a compelling and critical understanding of the origins of the Korean War requires considerable intellectual and emotional investment. In this lecture on the origins of the Korean War, at certain points, I may be taking you beyond what may seem to mark the horizon of loyal citizenship in South Korea, United States, and elsewhere. To glimpse that horizon, we will begin with a critical look at Korean War monuments in Seoul and Washington, D.C. From this point of departure, we will consider Cold War and post-Cold War narratives about the Korean War. To get a sense for which narratives might be more compelling, I will provide an overview of how a line came to be drawn across the 38th parallel at the end of World War II in the Asia-Pacific, so that liberation from colonial rule and national partition began in the same moment. The history we examine in this lecture will provide an introduction to how two Koreas came to be created in 1948, and will show how the Korean War began as a civil war at least 2 years before June 25, 1950. Okay, let's begin.